One thing is beach starting, standing with both feet on the bottom. But how about the water start? What's the story about water starts, Jim?
Well, the actual technique of getting up on the board is not the hardest part, provided you have enough wind. The real challenge is to recover the rig and then position the board so you're ready in the sweet spot. This is something that we will focus on a lot in this chapter. Before we go into all the details, let's go through a quick guide to the water start. Ensure the mast is across the wind and then swim backwards to release the water off the sail. Pull the rig over your head and into the wind and place backhand and then front hand onto the boom. Bear board away by extending the front arm and move upwind towards the back of the board. Place your back foot heel down between the straps. Then pull the board in with a bent back leg as you extend and twist the rig forwards. Move your head forwards and in towards the mast foot. As you come up, place your front foot on the board and keep the back leg bent. Look forward and sail away. Now, let's break the move down into the key parts of rig recovery, board positioning and up and away. We are firstly going to look at up and away as this draws upon our beach starting skills. Then we will put the whole move together and look at other variations. In order to get up and away, we need to coordinate many actions at the same time. From our sweet spot, the back foot pulls the board in as your front arm extends and twists the rig. The head moves forwards and in towards the mast foot, straight down in the water, and will arrive on the board when you are almost all the way up. As you sail away, you must stay low over the bent back leg and look forward, ready to accelerate. Building on some skills we already have, we can practice some moves that will improve our ability to get up and away. From a beach start, drag your front leg, and this will make you bend your back leg and extend your front leg down in the water. You will need to pull down on the boom, eat the mast foot and keep your back foot pulled in. This is an excellent drill. You can also practice your leg drags on a reach in light to medium winds. With the board across the wind, get low by bending your back leg and then place your front foot in the water. As you put your front leg further in the water, your arms extend and your back leg has to bend further. Really pull down the boom for your front arm and aim to eat the mast foot. To get the power from the rig, it is very important to have your hands shoulder width apart and back down the boom around the harness lines. As you come up, keep your arms extended and your body beneath the boom. Positioning of the back foot and the up and away is very important. It is placed between the straps with the heel down and towards the windward rail and with the toes up. This means we can really pull in with the back leg and our foot arrives on the board in the sailing position. With the front leg straight down, this acts as a dagger board to stop you drifting sideways and kicks to give us that extra bit of propulsion before you come onto the board. Now that you are the up and away master, we can look at getting you into that position in deep water through gaining rig recovery skills. The main tip for this is to use the wind and your body in the most efficient way, as is technique and not strength clears the rig from the water. The most simple way to recover the rig is to do it with the board facing into the wind. The major tip for getting the sail out of the water is that you start from the right position, which is with the wind coming straight at the mast at right angles. Swim backwards to release water off the rig and draw air underneath it. This means the wind is doing a lot of the work for you. Then pull the rig over your head and into the wind. Place your backhand on the boom and you are ready to position the board. If the mast is not across the wind, then you can push on the nose of the board until the wind is at 90 degrees to the rig. With the nose into the wind and the mast across the wind, the board and rig act like an aeroplane, and you can use the wind to take off and fly the rig. An alternative way to fly the rig is to swim sideways towards the wind, and with one hand on the mast, throw the rig forward into your other hand. This is like throwing a javelin and uses stronger muscle groups in your body. If you keep swimming into the wind, then the wind will always be there to help you as the sail will be clear of the water. Transfer your hands onto the boom and then move upwind towards the tail of the board. You are then in a position to steer more effectively and resist the sail's power. The sail can fall in many different ways, and it's best to clear the rig so that you have to swim the shortest distance. When the rig falls into the wind, then it's best to clear the rig from the mast tip. Check your wind direction and swim to the mast tip. Lift it up into the wind and give it a shake. You can then work down the sail whilst keeping the wind under the sail by holding the mast up. Transfer your backhand and then your front hand onto the boom and move towards the back of the board, where you can position the board in readiness to get up and away. The sail may also fall downwind of the board, and this requires you to clear the rig over the back of the board. Check where the wind is coming from and then swim the kit so the mast is 90 degrees to the wind with the board across the wind. From here, get in position upwind towards the tail of the board and put your front hand on the mast above the boom. Your backhand goes onto the tail of the board. Being upwind and away from the board means you can lift the rig across and into the wind. Once again, this draws the wind under the sail and keeps the water off it and stops the clew from sinking. So make sure you are upwind and draw the rig across and into the wind. Let's look at some ways to recover the rig and go in a direction you desire. Remember, you should always look to swim the shortest route to clear your rig and let the wind do the work. If the rig falls on the opposite side to where you want to go, then you can clear the rig and drive the board and sail in order to water start in your desired direction. Clear the rig, then bear the board away and drive the sail. Try to keep the rig flying and turn your head to assist you in jibing the sail. In order to keep the wind in the sail, it is best to grab the mast after flipping, as this will always allow you to hold the rig higher. You can then get in the sweet spot and get up and away. In strong winds, it is also best to water start closer to the wind and really stay low on your exit. We have looked at how to clear the rig over the tail of the board and also how you can use these skills to clear the rig over the nose. From upwind, draw the rig across and into the wind and then swim to the back of the board, keeping the wind in the sail. And as you reach the tail, let the sail jibe. Use the mast to keep the rig flying and turn your head to assist the flip. You are now ready to go. Now that you are able to clear the rig, let's get you into the sweet spot to enable you to position the board correctly for getting up and away. The sweet spot is upwind and towards the tail of the board, where you can steer effectively and control the sail's power. Keep looking forward and upwind to see where you are pointing. The position and steering technique is the same as for the Beachstart. In lighter winds, position yourself across the wind, and in stronger winds, the sweet spot will be more upwind. The action of getting up and away takes you downwind and gives you more power, so your sweet spot will be more towards the wind. Okay, let's recap for the whole Waterstart. Recover the rig using the wind and always lift the rig across and into the wind. Get in your sweet spot upwind and towards the tail. From here you can steer accordingly. Put your back foot on and pull your heel to your bottom whilst you eat the mast foot with extended arms. The front foot goes on last and stay low over your bent back leg and then look forward to sail away. So, you are thinking the tips must end here, but now we will look at other very useful variations of the Waterstart. Sometimes the wind just is not there, so after recovering the rig, put your front hand on the mast to get the rig higher and therefore increase its power. With a bit more power, you can now really bend that back leg and eat the mast foot to get up and away. Try to stay really low throughout and pull down through both hands into the mast foot to give you more leverage. It's hard work, but you will get there. If the wind is very light, then you must keep the sail flying even with your head below the water. So extend those arms and wait for a bit more wind. Then when it comes, you are ready to go and will not have to recover the rig again, and your hard work and patience will be rewarded. You may end up in a position with the board flipped over and the rig still flying, and it's possible from here to still get up and away and flip the board as you come up. The technique for this is to spread your legs either side of the mast foot and either flip before you come up, or as you come up, use your feet to push the board over. Wrap your feet around the rail and point the board into the wind to give the rails grip. Then extend and twist those arms and eat the mast foot whilst the feet flip the board and then slide down to centre line, ready to sail away. The Waterstart can also be performed clue first, and this is useful if we keep the rig flying from a crashed jibe. The main tips are the same, except you do the up and away much more off the wind. Being more off the wind makes the rig more stable in windy conditions. If you need more power in lighter winds, come up further towards the wind. After coming up, control the rig clue first before rotating it. You may also decide to recover the rig and then do a clue first up and away, rather than rotate the rig. After clearing the rig, get the board off the wind, come up and stay low. Get the board off the wind to get stable for your clue first sailing, and as you rotate the rig, look forward. In lighter winds, you can narrow your grip on the boom to give you more power for the up and away. After coming up, make sure you get your hands wider to control the rig clue first before rotating it. You can widen your grip for windy clue first starts to give you more control. That's all for the Waterstart. So fly those rigs and good luck getting up and away.